Heidi Heidi Hody there everybody, hope you all been doing very well. I'm here to test out a cosplay skill that I've been wanting to do for quite a long time, and that is none other than wood dyeing. So let's get started, shall we? For starters, this is how you make your dye. You're going to need the following materials: a handful of Sharpies with the color of your choice, a pair of pliers or something to be used to unscrew the Sharpie, something sharp like an X-Acto knife to help cut through the ink cartridges, a Tubberware bin with a removable lid that you won't mind trashing, and lastly, 70% rubbing alcohol. Because this can get a little bit messy, it's definitely a good idea to cover your workspace with a protective layer of some sort, like paper towels. And it couldn't hurt to have a smock, but definitely have a pair of gloves and a mask so you can protect yourselves from the Sharpie fumes. Begin with using the pliers to remove the ink cartridges from your Sharpies. As you can see, I had a little bit of trouble with it at the beginning, but ultimately what I ended up doing was rocking it back and forth instead of using the pliers to twist around the Sharpies. Accidentally almost nearly break your Sharpie. Wonder you done goofed up. But ultimately just keep on doing it anyway. Once you have your ink cartridges removed, you're going to want to use your X-Acto knife to cut down the middle of each one. As I cut down each cartridge, I pulled it apart a little bit so the ink could mix a little bit better with the rubbing alcohol later on. Next up comes mixing your dye. Put your ink cartridges inside the Tupperware bin and fill it about 1/3 way full of rubbing alcohol. Realize you actually don't have enough rubbing alcohol, but still keep on trucking anyway. Make sure your lid is closed and shake well. Next comes the fun part, dyeing your wig. Before starting, I sectioned it off based on layers so that I can hit the lowest one first. Dip your paintbrush into your dye and then just go for it. To make sure the following layers wouldn't be affected, I separated each one that I worked on with a paper towel. Be sure to go over the underside as well. I will admit, before I tackled the pigtails and dyed them, I wish I had taken a closer look at the reference that I was using. In that reference, they ended up straightening the pigtails and then dyeing them. What I'm basically doing here is laying my pigtails out on the tarp, taking my paintbrush, dipping it into the dye, and then roughly getting an idea of where I want to touch up the dye on the pigtails when they are later styled. So that I had kind of expected to happen. The black didn't really come out as black, however, came out as a really pretty purple that I'm also quite liking. Basically what I had done was just layer it off to help give it a bit of a more even coat. I'm going to take a look at what it looks like tomorrow and judge then if I want to do a second layer or not, and over time I will decide whether I want to somehow incorporate a black color to it or just leave it purple because I'm quite enjoying this color. So it's been some time, and as you can clearly see, the tips are no longer purple, but they are black, and I had used this black acrylic dye brand called Speedball. First time using it, but very simple procedure. It was the exact same procedure as I had done for the Sharpie dye. I'm very pleased with how it turned out. I let it soak overnight, let it dry, and then I had rinsed it in cool water. You want to make sure you massage the end of the wefts very gently and then let that dry, and then reapply other layers and continue the same steps as you see fit until you are satisfied. One thing you want to take note of is even if you do rinse off the excess dye as you massage the wefts, there is a chance that you will still get dye on your fingertips. I do have some purple tints and accents along the edge because I did still like how it looked, and I did want to keep a little bit of that purple, but I'm overall much happier with how this looks. Yes, the pigtails are a little uneven, but that will be fixed as this wig goes through the styling process.
And there you have it. I hope this tutorial was helpful for you guys, and if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. Till then, see you next time.